Hi, I'm Chandler Garcia. As a PICU nurse and global health advocate, I've cared for women and children all over the world, from Costa Rica to Egypt to Kenya and beyond. And no matter where I go or how tough the conditions get, I always wear my FIGS. These scrubs are lightweight, breathable, and super soft, perfect for long shifts in any environment. They've got pockets in all the right places, the fit is flexible, and they're durable through every admission, surgery, and post-op. But it's not just about the scrubs. Another big part of what I love about FIGS is when they say they're committed to supporting healthcare workers all over the world, they mean it. I recently joined them on an impact trip to India where I worked in triage, caring for babies in a mobile clinic. My FIGS aren't just what I wear. They're part of the impact I want to make. Wherever my work takes me, FIGS helps me show up ready to make a difference while looking and feeling my best. Get 15% off your first order at wearfigs.com with code FIGSRX. That's wearfigs.com, code FIGSRX.
There's a particular kind of fatigue that shows up during allergy season that feels different from normal tiredness. It's heavier, it's foggier, it's more persistent. Even when you think you slept long enough, you still wake up feeling like your brain spent the night wrestling in a pollen cloud. On today's episode, we're talking about allergy season and how it and the medications we're forced to take as a result of it can affect our sleep. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is allergy season, and boy, are these things hitting me hard this week. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Allergy season and our seasonal allergies don't just irritate our sinuses. They quietly disrupt multiple layers of our sleep architecture. Histamine, the immune chemical released when your body reacts to allergens like pollen, dust mites, or mold spores, plays a major role in wakefulness regulation. In other words, the same chemical causing itchy eyes and congestion is also actively telling your brain to stay alert. Histamine functions as a neurotransmitter that promotes arousal in the central nervous system. When histamine levels rise in response to allergens, your body shifts toward a state of hypervigilance. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes sense. Your immune system interprets allergens as threats, and the brain stays slightly more on guard. Unfortunately, that means lighter sleep, more awakenings, and less restorative slow-wave sleep. Add nasal congestion to the equation, and the problem compounds. The nose plays an important part in regulating airflow resistance and nitric oxide delivery, both of which influence oxygen exchange during sleep. When nasal passages are inflamed, breathing becomes more effortful. Mouth breathing increases, airway dryness worsens, and snoring becomes more likely. In some individuals, allergy-related congestion can even worsen mild sleep apnea or upper airway resistance syndrome. The result is a perfect storm. Increased inflammatory signaling, fragmented sleep, reduced deep sleep, and next day fatigue that feels disproportionate to the amount of time spent in bed. The inflammation changes how the brain regulates sleep pressure. Cytokines released during allergic reactions can increase feelings of fatigue while simultaneously disrupting the continuity of sleep. This creates a frustrating mismatch, feeling exhausted but not sleeping deeply. Many people describe this as sleeping all night but waking up tired. That experience often reflects reduced slow-wave sleep and increased microarousals that never fully reach consciousness but still fragment the restorative process. In midlife, this can be amplified. Hormonal changes, stress load, and subtle circadian drift can make the nervous system less resilient to the inflammatory disruption. Allergy season becomes not just a nuisance, but a meaningful sleep stressor. One of the most confusing aspects of managing sleep during allergy season is deciding on which medications help or hurt nighttime rest. Not all antihistamines behave the same way, and understanding the differences can help you choose strategically. Older antihistamines like diphenhydramine, commonly known as Benadryl, or chlorpheniramine cross the blood-brain barrier and block central histamine receptors. Because histamine promotes wakefulness, blocking it often produces significant drowsiness. This is why many over-the-counter sleep aids contain diphenhydramine. However, sedation is not the same as natural sleep. First-generation antihistamines can reduce REM sleep and impair next-day alertness. They also have anticholinergic properties which may contribute to dry mouth, urinary retention, constipation, and cognitive slowing, effects that become more relevant as we age. Many sleep specialists recommend avoiding regular use of sedating antihistamines as long-term sleep strategy, especially for people over 40. Newer antihistamines, such as loratadine, which is Claritin, cetirizine, which is Zyrtec, and fexofenadine, which is Allegra, are designed to reduce allergy symptoms with minimal penetration into the brain. Because they cross the blood-brain barrier less readily, they tend to produce less drowsiness. Now, that being said, cetirizine is slightly more likely to cause mild sleepiness compared to loratadine or fexofenadine. Some people intentionally take cetirizine in the evening for this reason, while others prefer a completely non-drowsy option during the day. Individual response varies. Genetics, liver metabolism, sensitivity to antihistamines can all influence how sedating a medication feels. Nasal corticosteroid sprays like fluticasone or Flonase and all these words, budesonide, Rhinocort, reduce inflammation directly within the nasal tissue. These medications address the root inflammatory process rather than simply blocking histamine receptors. And because they act locally rather than centrally, they typically don't cause drowsiness. For many individuals, consistent use of intranasal steroids can significantly improve nighttime breathing and reduce sleep fragmentation. Decongestants such as Sudafed work by constricting blood vessels in nasal passages and reducing swelling and improving airflow. While effective for congestion relief, they can stimulate the nervous system and increase heart rate or alertness. Taken too close to bedtime, decongestants may make it harder to fall asleep. Combination medications that include both antihistamines and decongestants can create mixed effects, reducing congestion but increasing nighttime alertness. Timing becomes important. Many people benefit from using decongestants early in the day rather than in the evening. Environmental control plays a surprisingly powerful role in improving sleep quality during peak pollen months. Showering in the evening can remove pollen from hair and skin before bedtime. Changing pillowcases frequently reduces allergen accumulation. High-efficiency particulate air, or HEPA, filters can significantly reduce airborne allergens in the bedroom. Keeping windows closed during high pollen counts and using air conditioning instead of outside air can also help maintain a lower allergen burden overnight. Saline nasal rinses may reduce inflammatory load and improve airflow before bed. These are just inexpensive products that you can pick up at any drugstore or retailer. It's basically just saline spray. For some individuals, elevating the head slightly can reduce congestion through gravitational effects on nasal tissue. Consistency matters more than perfection. Small reductions in allergen exposure accumulate over time and can translate into measurably better sleep continuity. Now, allergy season reminds us that sleep is not an isolated behavior. It reflects the integrated function of immune and respiratory and nervous systems. When inflammation rises, sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented. And when inflammation is reduced, sleep architecture tends to stabilize. Managing allergies effectively is not just about reducing sneezing or itchy eyes. It's about protecting the depth and continuity of sleep that supports cognitive clarity, emotional regulation, metabolic health, and long-term resilience. If spring and fall consistently leave you feeling more tired than usual, as it does me, it may not simply be getting older. It may be histamine quietly interfering with your ability to access the deeper stages of sleep that make your rest feel truly restorative. The encouraging news is that relatively small adjustments, thoughtful medication timing, environmental controls, and inflammation management can meaningfully support sleep quality during allergy season. And better sleep, as always, improves almost everything. I hope this has been enjoyable and educational for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to me. You can touch base with me at j@somnilopod.com. You can also reach me through the YouTube channel and through Facebook. And until we talk again, please remember to make sleep a priority. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Katie Duke, and I've been a nurse for over 20 years. Listen, I used to think that I was my most stylish in my 20s, but honestly, style and confidence only get better with age. And that is why I love Figs. These scrubs are beautiful, comfortable, and they are built to last. They're not those boxy, scratchy uniforms that we all started out in. No. These fit perfectly. They feel amazing, and the quality is just wow! My favorite color? Burgundy. It's chic, it's timeless, and it's even the same color as my apartment, because I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I love adding custom embroidery to make my scrubs as personal as my style. And since I work in telehealth, my embroidered figs even double as my ID badge. It's never too late to reinvent yourself or your scrubs. Get 15% off your first order at wearfigs.com with the code FIGSRX. That's wearfigs.com, code FIGSRX for 15% off your first order.